XAM, Abel, King Nazaru, Neo Game Spark, Danny's E-World, Firefish Shikamaru, and 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 many more, many more. Several years later, Payback was and always will be a motherfucking bitch. Spider-Man is and always will be back in the MCU. That means the Amazing Spider-Man film franchise is and forever is no more. This is the intro to several video responses. Amazing Spider-Man video responses relayed to you. Like I said, this was retaliation from Dragon Ball Evolution. If I couldn't have Dragon Ball Reborn, you cannot have the Amazing Spider-Man. And while the other Spider-Man protesters are finished, this protester isn't. Once again, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone who protested, bashed, ranted on, and boycotted this movie and brought it home where it belongs, to the MCU. Thank you for helping me even the score up with this Dragon Ball protest trash and fake ass Spider-Man trash and Sony Amazing Spider-Man film Andrew Garfield trash. I will never stop thanking you. There will be several thank you videos to everyone who made this possible, for showing me that no matter how popular something is, if you're passionate about something and you protested it, if you can make enough noise and you can be loud enough, you can make some noise and stop this said movie. And we stopped the Amazing Spider-Man and brought him home to Marvel where he belongs. Thank you for that, everyone. Now, like I said, Abel King Nazaru, Spider-Man coming back. Abel King Nazaru, Danny's D-World, XAM, Neo Game Spark, Firefish Shikamaru, Spider-Man returning home to the MCU. The Amazing Spider-Man coming home to the MCU and the Amazing Spider-Man films being canceled is my all-time favorite form of vengeance against you, because it exposed you for the dumbass, sheep, and hypocrites you were. You had no business near this movie, let alone supporting and defending it. But like I said, I like rating on Spider-Man the most. That's my favorite form of vengeance against you. But this feud, this war started because of Dragon Ball Evolution, and Naruto. So we will finish with Dragon Ball Evolution and Naruto. So yes, this is the remade intro to several video responses to you, and we're also going to do other franchises like Ninja Turtles, because I got a huge problem with that fan base, which you're part of. Ninja Turtles, the DCU, we're going to defend the DCEU, and we're going to defend Dragon Ball Evolution, and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man series again. So with that being said, let's hit my music, and I'm gonna make my great entrance. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm made of. One last time, one last fight against the protesters. To quote Ocean Dub T and Shinhan, this four-eyed cowboy and this Spider-Man protester and Dragon Ball Evolution supporter is going for one last ride. Let's get this started now. Waited forever for this. looking for. Ooh, you get it. It's time.
Alright, Danny's D World, King Nazaru, Abel. We're going to start off with you guys. And the first franchise we're going to start off with is The Amazing Spider Man. Because when it comes to retaliation and vengeance against you guys, this right here is my all time favorite. Because this film right here, you liking and supporting this movie, exposed you exposed you guys for the moron, sheep, dumbasses, and more importantly, hypocrites you were and have always been. And have always been. I've always been. I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. If you were a real Spider Man fan who knew something about the comic books, you would not have been anywhere near this film. There's only 4 to 5 reasons you could have liked in this movie. Number one, you're a female and don't you're a female and want to see Dave DeHaan, Andrew Garfield, and Jamie Foxx and the rest on a poster, and Gwen Stacy is technically, despite is more of a hero than Peter Parker is in this crappy film series. So that's number one. Number two, kids don't know any better. Kids don't know any better. Number three, you're a casual. You're a casual who's just looking for a good time. Number four, oh yeah. Number four, you're one of those Spider-Man people who likes anything Spider-Man, no matter how bad it is. And number five, you're extremely open-minded. But this is not who USOBs are. USOBs pretend to be protesters, film experts, and more importantly, comic book experts and real Spider-Man fans. You would not have been winning this film. You double dog damn sure would not have defended it, because when it was over and all was said and done, you tried you tried every trick in the book. You tried every trick in the book to try to get people into the theaters, to try to excuse and defend this franchise, which is where I have a problem. When you got what was coming to you, when each of you got what was coming to you, you tried to create a scene. You tried to create a scene telling us we had to be fair when you weren't fair with Dragon Ball Evolution, Green Lantern. Now, the third franchise, Marvel, in the Avengers, Marvel, the cinematic universe, they don't need me to defend them. But one thing I couldn't stand was when those franchises were out and new, um, you had these jealous, Amazing Spider-Man fans who kept trying to bash and discredit the MCU, because they were jealous that the Amazing Spider-Man would never have the money or the popularity they have, despite all the hype, and they still can't make more. They still can't gross higher than the MCU combined, or this previous Sam Raimi trilogy. Then one of the worst things you did three worst things. You made the lessening growth, telling us all, trying to blame it on nostalgia for us not liking this crappy movie. No, your movie was a terrible movie. Your movies were terrible movies. Then you did then then you did the rant to end all rants, which this will segue into the topic of this video, where you had the audacity to say, to try to say, if Marvel ever got the rights back to Spider-Man, they would ruin it even more. They would ruin it even more because of what they were doing in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. The Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. The Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon and the Spider-Man movies are not the same thing, dumbass. Not the same thing, dumbass. And now, look at where we are now. Look at where we are now. Spider-Man Far From Home and the prequel Homecoming. Way better than the Amazing Spider-Man films. Hell, the Civil War scene, just just what 30 minutes, just 30 plus minutes of Spider-Man in that film was way better than two feature length Amazing Spider-Man film franchises. And if anyone tries to reply and say, oh, he's nothing but a Iron Man, Iron Man's, Iron Man, Robert, Iron Man Jr., Iron Man Jr. Andrew Garfield was a lame ass Edward Cullen wannabe. Edward Cullen wannabe on discount. Robert Downey Jr. Rip off. So yeah, and a try hard hipster and edge lord. And so yeah, but what were you saying about Marvel doing worse to Spider-Man? Marvel doing worse to Spider-Man? No, they did right. They succeeded where the Amazing Spider-Man film franchise failed. They told an interesting new modernized tale on the character with on the character on the character while being different from the comic books, obviously staying um capturing the spirit of what Spider-Man was about. Something the Amazing Spider-Man film franchise failed to do. Failed to do. And now we're about to have the third one. So what was all that nonsense? What was all that nonsense about the Amazing Spider-Man film franchise? I mean, Marvel ruining Spider-Man, right? Marvel ruining Spider-Man if they ever got their hands back. No, no, no. Sony ruined Spider-Man, and they're still continuously ruining Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Only Sam Raimi and the MCU, Marvel, are allowed to make Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man movies. Yeah, never create a scene like that again. And I think you learned your lesson because I don't see any of you idiots around anymore. I love bullying and fighting the Amazing Spider-Man film fanboys, film fanboys, and I still see idiots who still like and defend these garbage films, but I don't see I don't see any of you guys around. That's you, Danny's D World, King Nazaru, XAM, Abel, Firefist, Shikamaru, Neo GameSpark, and many more. I don't see any of these idiots around, any of you idiots around anymore. So yeah, but never create a scene like that again. You, Danny's D World, you have low expectations. You're a sheep. You're a moron. You're a moron. You're a moron and a hypocrite. You knew how terrible these movies were, and once again, you went to these movies. You went to these. I keep asking each of you. You, Abel, Danny's D World, King Nazaru. I keep asking you guys, why did you go to this movie? Why did you go to this movie? You went to this movie because you wanted to see Sinister Six spin-offs and other spin-offs. You didn't care if these movies were accurate or even good. Or even good. You wanted to see Sinister Six spin-offs because, like I said, you would have never went near these movies. Not even a Spider-Man fan. Not even a Spider-Man fan. Not a comic book fan. Not a comic book fan. The only comic book series I've read is the Torment series, Torment series, and most recently a Venom comic book, a Venom comic book, and yeah, yeah, yeah. My other stuff comes from the cartoons and various research on the characters and other people here on YouTube. Those are my references for Spider-Man. Not even a fan, and I was offended when both of these movies were out. Not only did they not follow the comic books, but they had the audacity, and this was the biggest thing. They had the audacity to sit up there and try to set up Sinister Six and various other spin-offs and announce two sequels when they can't even get you can't even get and Peter Gwyn and the other villains and the stuff you adapting right now. You can't even get the regular stuff right, and you have the audacity to try other stuff and yeah. So yeah, this is once again this is the part three of King Nazaru Abel. This is the part three to my to video response to you. I wanted to wait. Once again, I wanted to wait until the Amazing Spider-Man. I wanted to wait till Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home, the MCU Spider-Man defeated defeated and crushed the Amazing Spider-Man at the box office. At the box office, like I said once, I've said it 1,000 times. Payback was and always will be a motherfucking bitch. Spider-Man has and always will be back in the MCU, and that means the Amazing Spider-Man is now and forever no more. No, no more. No more pussy ass Andrew Garfield. So yeah, that was the Amazing Spider-Man. Now let's flip the script. Let's flip the script and talk about Dragon Ball Evolution.
Like a million faces, I recognize them all. And one by one they all become a number as they fall. In the face of reason, I can take no more. One by one they all become a black mark on the floor. It's amazing to say you're looking for. Let me show you who I am and what I have in store. In store. Hey, yeah. Trying to reach inside of me. Trying to take my energy. Let me show you just what I'm made of. Simple curiosity. Trying to take no mind of me. Let me show you just what I'm made of now. You can take another lifelong drive. You can take